The National Electrical Code, NEC, also known as NFPA 70, sets the standard for safe electrical wiring and equipment installation in the United States. While termed national, the NEC is not a federal law but is commonly adopted by states and localities to ensure uniformity in electrical practices. Oversight for compliance rests with the authority having jurisdiction, typically state or local agencies. Developed by NFPA's Committee on the National Electrical Code, comprising multiple code-making panels, the NEC undergoes updates every 3 years and is sanctioned as an American national standard by ANSI. The current iteration is the 2023 edition, with states usually incorporating the latest version shortly after release. Although jurisdictions may tweak certain sections or include their regulations, observing the most recent NEC release is generally recommended to avoid issues. Any individual or entity, including municipalities granting building permits, could be subject to legal action if negligence leads to harm or property damage. To mitigate risk, cities enforce building codes encompassing electrical, water, and fuel gas systems, with the NEC emerging as the de facto electrical standard due to its comprehensive guidelines and emphasis on safety. Electricians undergo extensive training in NEC requirements before acquiring licensure. A specialized extension of the NEC, known as the Deactivation and Decommissioning (D&D) code, caters to unique scenarios at U.S. Department of Energy facilities that are not adequately covered by standard engineering protocols. This supplemental guidance aids in interpreting specific NEC articles, particularly those within Article 590 addressing temporary power setups for D&D activities at DOE sites. Additionally, the NEC outlines the official definition of HAZLOC and relevant standards from the Occupational Safety and Health Administration concerning hazardous environments like explosive atmospheres. A digital restricted version is accessible for free online viewing, yet cannot be saved or printed. Notably, once a coding model becomes law, it loses copyright protection and can be freely accessed by the public. The NEC consists of an introduction, 9 chapters, annexes A through J, and an index. The introduction establishes the purpose, scope, enforcement, and general rules or information. The first 4 chapters cover definitions and rules for installations, circuits and circuit protection, methods and materials for wiring, and general-purpose equipment. Following these, the subsequent 3 chapters address special occupancies, special equipment, and special conditions. Chapter 8 contains specific requirements for communication systems, while Chapter 9 comprises tables regarding conductor, cable, and conduit properties, among other things. Annexes AJ pertain to reference standards, calculations, examples, additional tables for proper implementation of various code articles, and a model adoption ordinance. Articles within the introduction and the first 8 chapters are coded with numerals and letters, such as Nabarmarkras A, denoting specifics within the code. The NEC Handbook, published by the NFPA for each new NEC edition, contains the entire code along with additional illustrations, explanations, and useful cross-references within the code. Efforts have been ongoing to enhance the user-friendliness of the code, including aligning extension codes for both articles and wiring methods. The NEC stipulates the use of listed or labeled devices and appliances, indicating compliance with requirements of the listing agency like UL, SGS North America, or Intertek. These devices must undergo testing and inspection by recognized testing laboratories approved by OSHA. Listed devices bear the mark of the listing agency, signifying they meet safety standards. An investigation fee is paid to determine suitability for specific purposes, with periodic sample testing conducted by the listing agency to ensure consistent quality. The NEC empowers the authority having jurisdiction to approve or deny products, even those listed and labeled, based on code adherence. Wiring methods deemed acceptable by the NEC are detailed, with approved wiring method code articles falling in the 300s. Branch circuits and receptacles are addressed in Article 210, establishing requirements for the minimum number of branches and receptacle placement based on location. The NEC details regulations regarding conductor materials, emphasizing copper for feeder and branch circuit wiring due to past issues with aluminum wiring. Presently, a new aluminum wire, AA8000, eliminates the corrosion risk when in contact with copper, though copper remains the primary choice in branch circuitry. Safety devices like ground fault circuit interrupters and arc fault circuit interrupters have become integral to electrical installations, offering protection against different types of faults. Temperature rating of cables is crucial, ensuring safe operation under specified conditions with adjustments made for factors like fill rating and ambient temperatures. The NEC, similar to other NFPA standards, relies on sales of its copyrighted standards for funding. Disputes have arisen regarding the accessibility of the code online, with organizations advocating for its public availability given its legal adoption status. NFPA continues to balance providing free access to the code while sustaining its development through sales of copyrighted standards.